So how's everybody feeling on this fine, warm Saturday afternoon? You're brave over there in the sun doing hot yoga, Dennis. Oh, there's so much room, for sure. Do we have any special requests today? Shoulders? All right, let us begin. Let's come down onto the back. Take a little moment of rest. So take Shavasana. Take those feet nice and wide. Let them fall out to the sides. Gently draw the shoulder blades underneath you and let your palms face the sky. Add a little tuck to the chin, create length in the neck. And just relax. Let your body become still. Grow heavy, sink downwards. And just start to notice your breath without trying to control your breath. Notice if it's moving in through the nose, the mouth, a combination of the two. Notice the temperature of the air going in compared to the temperature of the air coming out. Noticing any particular smells, taste. And begin to draw a deeper breath in now, allowing the belly to fill, rib cage to expand, collarbones to lift. As you breathe out, the collarbones settle, the ribs regather as the navel comes back towards the spine. So just move into that 3-part breath. Your full yogic breath. And if it's available, constrict the glottis, narrow the airway just enough to create a soft ocean wave-like sound as you breathe in and out. So at this point, you want full expansion of the lungs with every inhale and a complete emptying of the lungs with every exhale. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring movement to your wrists and your ankles and begin to turn your head just gently side to side. Just feel that massage across the back of the skull as the chin moves from one shoulder to the other, and now roll the head to center. Slide your legs together. Stretch your arms all the way over your head and take a long, deep breath in. Lengthen, reach, stretch, 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 and relax the arms down. Draw your knees into your chest. Gently grip the front of the knees or the shins with your hands and just start to rock from side to side. Massage your back. Good, let's roll to center, transfer the grip to the back of the thighs, pop the hips up off the mat and roll up and down the length of your spine now, just a few times, back and forth. Good, let's roll back one more time, come forward and take a seated position that you can be comfortable in. So maybe it's cross-legged, maybe it's Vajrasana, maybe it's legs extended out. Hands can be on the knees, on the thighs, or resting down in the lap. Palms can face downwards or upwards, your choice. Bring those shoulders back right over those hips. Bring those ears back right over those shoulders. And we'll begin to link our breath together. So we inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Retain, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Retain, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. And hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And hold. Inhale. And hold. Exhale. And hold. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Final retention. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale, slowly fill the lungs about 3/4 of the way, and then hold the breath. Hold it comfortably, no strain. Try to elongate the spine. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale with control. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more retention. So you're going to inhale about 3/4 of your lungs capacity. And again, hold the breath. Try to stay relaxed. Try to lengthen through the crown. Keep the facial muscles soft. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly and come back to your long, deep breathing. Take your right hand down to the ground just beside you. Walk the fingers out slightly and let's inhale. Sweep the left arm up. Turn your palm to the right and lean to the right as you walk the right hand out. Let the elbow bend. Try to keep that left shoulder rolled back so you can look out in front of that left arm, out to the left. Try to keep both buttocks on the earth. Push through that right hand as you inhale. Come all the way up. Turn the left palm out as you exhale. The arm comes down. And now we inhale. Lift the right arm up and walk that left hand out to the left. Bend into that left elbow. Relax both shoulders down. So try not to keep that left arm really straight and locked. Try to soften. Shoulders down. Roll the right side of that chest open. Can you look out to the right in front of that right arm? Straighten your right arm. Don't bend the elbow. On an inhale, push through that left hand. Come up. Turn the right palm out and circle the right arm down. Bring your hands to your heart and start to rub those hands together. So keep the shoulders relaxed. Put some pressure between the palms and go a little bit faster. And faster. Rub, 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 quick, quick, quick. Create some heat. Take another inhale. Exhale, arms to the sky, hands wider than the shoulders. Spread your fingers. Feel that energy pulsating in the hands, in the arms and the shoulders. And like your arms were feathers now, just begin to slowly lower them down and just let them hang where they are. Inhale, draw your shoulders forward and up. Exhale them back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. One more time in this direction. As you get back and down at the bottom, we're going to inhale, come back and up now, and then forward and down as you exhale. Inhale, draw them back, squeeze them up. Exhale, roll forward and down. Last time in this direction. Exhale, roll them forward and down. Now inhale, squeeze the shoulders up and drop them. Inhale, squeeze, release. Inhale, lift and release. Good. Make your way to your hands and your knees. So let's come into table pose. Shoulders over wrists. Hips are over knees. Fingers spread wide. Shins and thighs parallel to each other. Sway your hips side to side. Good. Take your hips all the way over to the right. And now inhale, bring your hips forward and to center, and then take them around to the left and go all the way back and around to the right. So let's inhale for that forward circular motion to the left. Exhale to take it back and around to the right. Let's do one more in this direction. Try to keep your arms straight, your hands rooted. When you finish that exhale, pause. So you want to keep the arms very strong. Let's sway the hips to the left. Let's inhale, come forward. Dropping the hips down like the chest is open. Exhale, take the hips back and around. So straight arms. So Maureen, can you keep the arms straight as you come forward? Almost like you're going to come up into almost an up dog. Doesn't have to be that deep with the hips. You're just working to your edge last time around in this direction. Your exhale brings you all the way around to the left, and then just shift your hips to center. Tuck your toes as you walk the hands a little further forward. Press up and back to your first downward dog. Turn your big toes in just slightly and start to walk those heels up and down. Bending the left knee, right heel presses. Bending the right knee, left heel presses. Back and forth. And once you've done the sides equally, try to press both heels down at the same time. Pushing the chest gently back. Really try to push the earth away from you through your hands. Pull your shoulders gently up and back away from the ears. And now inhale, rise to the toes, soften the knees as you look forward, and let your feet come forward to your hands. Inhale, come up to your flat back. And exhale, fold chest to thighs. Inhale again to a flat back, long spine, gaze out in front of you. Exhale, fold, hinge from the hips. Last time, inhale, flat back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, take a grip on your legs and pull yourself down now. So this doesn't have to be the deepest forward bend you've been in. You're using a bit of your upper body strength to pull your chest a bit closer to your thighs. Try to let your toes take just as much weight as your heels. Relax your head completely. And now relax the arms completely. If the legs are straight, bend the knees. Take a few breaths in ragdoll. Give the head a little shake as though saying no. And bring your head to center and nod the head yes. And then relax the head completely. Good. Reach your hands down for your yoga mat. Plant your hands at a shoulder distance width and walk, step, or hop back to the top of a push-up. Try to keep those shoulders right over the wrists. If you need a modification, you would simply set the knees down. So tuck the tail, lift through the low belly. Puff up the upper back just a little bit, pressing the space between the shoulder blades to the sky. Look forward as you inhale and lower with control, elbows in. Send the chin forward and lift through the back of the head. Untuck the toes. Give a little squeeze between those shoulder blades and try to pull your chest towards Detroit, pulling yourself through those arms, through those hands. Take another inhale. Maybe your cobra can come a little higher, and then let your forehead touch down as you tuck your toes under. Inhale, press back up to plank and shift back to downward dog. And just breathe here. In through the nose and out through the nose. Slow, steady, deep breath. Good. Inhale onto the toes, bend the knees, look forward, and let your feet come to your hands. Inhale, look out in front of you, lengthening the spine, and as you exhale, fold chest to thighs. Inhale, circle the arms up and look up past your thumbs. Let your palms come together, bring your hands down to your heart, and take a breath. Exhale completely, and now inhale, circle the arms up, look up. Soften the knees, lead with the chest, and swan dive forward over those legs. Look forward as you inhale. Plant your hands and walk, step, or hop back to plank as you exhale. Breathe. Pull the belly in, spread your fingers as wide as you can. Thumbs are reaching in, pinky fingers are reaching outwards. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, lower with control. Inhale into your cobra, so keep the hips on the ground, keep the elbows bent, pull the shoulders down, away from the ears. Can you lift your hands off the ground? Can you take your arms back like jet airplane wings, palms to the earth? Can you lift both legs off the ground? Take another inhale, lift the chest and the legs up. Exhale, lowering down, hands next to the chest, tuck your toes. Inhale to plank. Exhale to downward dog, and breathe. Try to hollow out those armpits. Try to broaden the upper back. Breathe as deeply and as slowly as you can. Inhale onto the toes. Lift your hips as high as you can. Push your chest back as much as you can, and then try to press the heels down. Push through those hands. Strong arms, straight arms. Inhale up onto the toes, and now we bend the knees looking forward and let the feet come to the hands. Inhale, look out in front of you as you lean a bit into your toes, and then hinge from the hips and fold over those legs. Inhale, circle the arms up. Look up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Looking forward, inhale, circle the arms up. Take a grip on your left wrist with your right hand and lean over to the right. So try to keep that left palm turned down to the ground if you can. Give a gentle tug with that right hand to stretch out that left arm and start to push your left hip out to the left. Try to keep your chest pointing straight ahead. Good, let's inhale through center, palms face each other, holding the right wrist, we lean to the left. Keep that left shoulder rolling forward. Give a gentle tug on that right arm without lifting the shoulder, and now push your right hip a little bit further out to the right. Good, inhale to center. Exhale, separate the hands to shoulder distance. Find your drishti, inhale onto your toes. Try to balance the weight evenly across all 10 of those toes. So the toes are pointing forward. Let's turn the palms forward and lower the arms halfway down. Bending your knees, keeping your thighs parallel to each other, lower about halfway down. Try to keep the shoulders back over those hips. Inhale, slowly come up onto those toes again. Turn your palms to face each other and slowly extend the arms back up. Take another deep breath in and exhale, lower your heels down. Inhale, lift the chin and look up. Take the back bend as you exhale. Push your hips forward. Reach those fingers back as you lift the chest. Lift the chin, open your throat. Inhale all the way up, palms open, swan dive forward. Look forward as you lengthen the spine, grab the calves or the ankles, pull yourself down and breathe. Good, inhale, flat back, look out in front of you. Plant your hands, step back to the top of a push-up. Lower your knees and untuck your toes, come into table. Inhale, lift the chin and the tailbone. Exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, rounding the back. Inhaling into cow. Exhaling into cat. And keep going now at the measure of your breath. Maybe you can close your eyes. Let your tailbone be the guiding point in this posture. Guiding you into cow and rounding you into cat. One more time, inhale. One more time, exhale. Neutral, table when you're done. Gripping with your fingers, pushing the earth away. Inhale, send your right leg back and your left arm forward for a spinal balance. So you're going to flex your right foot and draw the toes towards you. Spread them out at the same time. Start to lift the right shoulder up and away from the right wrist. Can you challenge yourself by closing your eyes? Can you keep your knee and your elbow at the height that they are, but bend them and point the sole of your foot to the sky and point your fingers to the sky? As best you can, bend that elbow. On your next inhale, stretch the arm and the leg out, and as you exhale, set the hand and the knee down. Let's take one cow and one cat. Table pose, looking down, prepare. On an inhale, left leg back, right arm forward. Pull the shoulder back away from the ear. So lots of pressure in that left hand. Grip with the fingers, pull the low belly up and in. Can you bend at the knee and the elbow as best you can? Keep that elbow up, fingers point up, sole of the foot points up. On the inhale, stretch the limbs out. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Big toes touch. Sit back on the heels. Keep your knees as they are, hip distance apart, and lie over your thighs. So you only want about 2 fist distance between those knees. Arms can be alongside you or out in front of you. Make sure that your shoulders are completely relaxed. And just breathe here. Shift your hips from side to side, back and forth. And then bringing your hips to center. Reach your hands forward. Walk your hands as far forward as they'll go. Pull yourself up to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Press up and back to downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up slowly. Level out your hips. Breathe. Can you inhale that right leg just a little higher and then lower the foot back down? Inhale, lift the left leg up. Try to keep your hips level as the leg leaves the ground. So your kneecap points down to the ground and so do your toes. Working to inwardly spiral that upper left thigh. Strong arms. Inhale the left leg a little higher. Exhale, lower the foot down. Inhale, lift your right leg up, and this time take a big step forward with your right foot. Stay up on the back toes. Adjust your feet to a hip distance stance by walking the right foot out to the right, wiggling that left foot back as far as you can. Lower to your left knee and untuck your left toes. So making sure that your right knee is over your right ankle, your right big toe is turned in just slightly, lifting to the pads of your fingers. Look out to Detroit. Lift the chest away from the front thigh. Try to keep those left toes pointing straight back behind you. Now we're going to press through the fingers, and on an inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And then melt your hips down towards the ground. Melt the shoulders down away from the ears. Good. Take another inhale, really extend up, stretch it back. As you exhale, release your fingerprints down. Curl your left toes under. With both palms planted flat on your mat, don't lift the heel of either hand and bring your right foot back to meet your left foot. Top of a push-up. Look forward as you inhale and lower right down to your belly as you exhale. Clasp your hands behind your back now, interlacing your fingers. Straighten your arms, squeeze your legs together. Press the tops of the feet down, and now inhale, send the chin forward, lift through the back of your head. Lift your hands just enough that they're not touching the body, and send those knuckles towards those heels. Good. Really open across your chest here. Do you have it within you to inhale the legs up as well? Keep stretching those toes back. Keep pulling the heart forward. Take one last inhale. Come up, up, up. Exhale, slowly lower, hands beside the chest. Press up to your hands and knees. Bring your thighs together. Bring your big toes together. And sit back into child's pose with your legs together this time. And notice how it feels different. Maybe your head needs the support of your hands. Maybe it feels good to have the arms alongside the legs. Listen to your body here. Okay, curl those hands forward as far as they'll go. Separate them to shoulder distance. Pull yourself up to the hands and knees. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Inhaling, the left leg lifts up. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Walk that left foot out to the left. Wiggle that right foot back. Lower to your right knee. Slowly untuck the toes. Take that right leg back as far as you can. As you rise to the fingerprints, lift the chest away from the thigh. Lift the chin away from the chest, gazing out at something that's not going to move. Keep melting your hips down towards the ground. Good, press through those fingers. As you inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky, moving your shoulders back, relaxing them down away from those ears. Keep pressing into that left big toe and inner left heel. Keep those right toes pointing straight back behind you. How much can you move your belly back away from your left thigh here? Take another inhale, reach up, stretch it back. As you exhale, release the hands down. Curl your right toes under. Pick up the right knee as you plant both palms. Step the left foot back to meet the right. You're at the top of a push-up. Look forward as you inhale. Lower down, right to the belly and the forehead. Slide your hands back maybe an inch or two. Squeeze your legs together and see if you can start to straighten out your arms. So straighten them out. Check to make sure that your shoulders are over your wrists. So the hands are under the chest, or pardon me, under the shoulders. Push your chest through the upper arms, and now see if you can lift your kneecaps off the ground. Grip with the fingers, lift through the top of the head, breathe. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, take it back to down dog for a moment. Stretch it out, lift your hips high, press those heels down. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, lower your knees, untuck your toes. Bring your big toes together, take your knees as wide as your mat is, and sit back onto your heels. Relaxing your torso, relaxing the arms, relaxing your head. And if you're resting on your forehead, try to be closer to your hairline than to the bridge of your nose as you breathe here. Few moments here, a few breaths, allowing those hips to relax. Maybe you can come onto your forearms now. And perhaps those knees can go a little bit further apart. Staying on the forearms, pushing the hips back to the heels, let your head hang down now. Looking back towards the feet, make sure the big toes are still touching. Keep pushing with those arms to push your hips back. Keep working to widen the knees as you gain that ability. And just breathe. Good. As you inhale, lift the chin away from the chest. Slowly walk the hands back as you straighten your arms. Bring your legs back in. Bring your hands back to the top of your mat. Tuck your toes under and press back to your downward dog. Good. Inhale onto the toes, soft knees, look forward and let your feet come all the way to your hands. Inhale to a flat back and exhale, fold over those legs. Now we're gonna bring our heels together, turn our toes out, come onto our tippy toes as we bend the knees and sit down to the heels, and then see if you can walk your feet a little closer together. So your heels are touching. The knees are open really wide. We're going to elongate the spine now as we lift through the crown. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, melt to your palms. Start to bend your elbows, lowering your chest towards the earth without rounding your back. So try to keep your spine really long here. Now relax, look at your feet, and determine whether you need your hands on the ground to support you, or whether you can take your right hand to your right heel and your left hand to your left heel, pulling yourself down in Malasana, our garland pose. So relax the head. Use the strength of the arms, whether your hands are on the ground or holding the heels, to try to draw yourself down. Good. As you inhale, lift the chin, and as you exhale, bring the arms forward if they're back. Point your knees forward and lower your knees down. Untuck your toes. Sit back on your heels. Take your hands just behind you so you can lift your knees away from the ground. Stretch out the tops of those feet. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, lower your knees. Bring your hands forward, lift off your heels, tuck your toes, and sit back on the heels again. Can't have you coming to Windsor, Claire, without getting the toe stretch that I think we're so famous for. So maybe you can bring your hands to your thighs. Maybe you can take your hands behind you. We're going to try to stretch out the feet. Try not to let your heels fall out to the side. Keep those toes pointing down to the ground. And then send the breath down to those feet, to the arches, the toes. Good. If you've leaned back into the hands, we're going to inhale, bring the shoulders back up. Let your hands come down and walk them forward. Come off your heels, point your toes straight back behind you, lifting your feet off the ground. And then flex your feet, and as you flex them, try to spread your toes out. So we're going to point and flex. Point and flex. Point, set the tops of the feet down. Sit back on the heels, take a breath or two. Good, so hands on the ground in front of you, come off the heels, tuck your toes, come up to your toes and widen those knees again, turning those knees out to the sides. Walk your hands back, adjust your hands to shoulder distance and come onto your fingerprints. So this right here will be our exhalation position when the hips have come all the way down and we're looking forward. When we inhale, we'll straighten the legs and look at our belly button. And then we exhale, come back down. So let's try 10. When you're ready, inhale and exhale. Inhale, slow it down, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Keep the heels off the ground. Inhale, exhale. Good, let's do 3 more. Last one. Exhale down, good. Walk the hands forward, lower your knees. Let's lift up to down dog to stretch it out for a moment. Try to engage those quads, lift those kneecaps. Keep pressing those heels gently down. Good, inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Walk the hands around to the left, turning to face the west. Adjust your feet to one leg's length apart. Pigeon toe your feet now. Now bring just as much weight into your toes as you have back in your heels. Look forward as you inhale. Start to fold over those legs as you exhale, planting your hands shoulder distance apart. Walking those hands back as far as they'll go. Hug your elbows in now to shoulder distance apart and use the strength of your arms to pull you through those legs. Keep leaning into your toes though. Don't let all the weight drop back into the heels. And breathe here. Inhale, crawl the hands forward, rise up to your fingerprints. As you exhale, widen your feet until your hips are at the height of your shoulders. So you're gonna have to kind of estimate for yourself, trying to get your hips down to shoulder height. So Chris, can you widen your feet a little more? Good. So Maureen, you can actually shorten your stance, maybe just an inch. Good. Now, as you look out in front of you and lengthen your spine, slide your left hand into center. So Janice, walk your hands forward a little bit so you're about a torso's length with your hands away from the feet. So the left hand is to center, right arm comes out like a wing, and look at that right thumb. So right now your hips are level. We're gonna try to maintain that. On an inhale, start to lift the right arm up. Keep your right hip down. Good. Breathe. Turn your chest, open to the right. Try not to lift that right hip. Take another inhale, reach a little bit higher. Exhale, the right hand comes down and it replaces the left at center. The left arm comes out like a wing. Look at your thumb. Inhale, start to lift that left arm slowly up. Try not to lift the left hip though. So the weight is still in the toes as well as the heels. Take another inhale, reach even higher. Exhale, lower the left hand. Bring your hands back to shoulder distance. Can you widen your feet? How wide can you take them? So trying to keep all 4 corners of your feet rooted to the earth, how low can you go? Some of you may be low enough to come to your forearms, but don't drop to your forearms if it causes all the weight to drop forward into your toes. Try to keep your hips and your ankles in line with one another. And just breathe. Relax your head. Melt your inner thighs down towards the earth. Keeping those feet very active on your mat or on the earth. Good. On your next inhale, starting to lift the head, rise to your fingerprints and start to shorten the distance between your 2 feet. And then walk your hands around to the right. Turn your right toes out, come onto the ball of your left foot, plant both palms and step back to downward dog. Spread your fingers out as wide as you can, push the earth away and breathe. Inhale, high on the toes, soft knees. As you exhale, come through to seated. And extend your legs forward. As you extend those legs out, remove the flesh from underneath those sitting bones. Pull all 10 toes towards you. Hands next to the hips, shoulder blades squeeze towards each other. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And now hinge from your hips and fold. So we're going to let the arms come down, palms up to the sky. Just let your hands rest on either side of your legs. So we resist the urge to pull, to grab. Now we're going to push the heels though away, pull the toes back and try to pull your low belly in. And then can you tip your pelvis forward just a little bit and let your heart come a bit closer to those toes. Relax your head now. As you relax your head, close your eyes. And imagine a string attaching your toes and your heart to one another. And that string is constantly being pulled a little tighter. Letting that chest move even closer to those toes. Good. As you inhale, look forward. As you exhale, reach forward. Inhale, rise, stretching as you come up. Turn your palms out and circle the arms down. So we have 5 different people here, 5 different practices. I want you to think for a moment what kind of inversion your body is asking for today. Is it a headstand? Is it a shoulder stand? Is it legs up on your block? Is it just lifting the legs and the arms up? What is your body asking for right now? It's a hot day. We can be a little bit fatigued in this heat. So be gentle. Give your body what it needs. Any posture you come into it safely and mindfully, using your breath as a guide. Really work at slowing your breathing down. This helps to slow the heart rate down. Letting gravity pull, pooling blood out of those legs, back towards the heart. Good. So Dennis, can you start to bring the legs towards each other a little bit? And bring them up maybe just a little higher as you draw the low belly in, as the shoulders come back away from the ears. Claire, you can take about 3 more breaths and move into Halasana, plow pose. If you want to play around, Dennis, with coming back into that tripod, big toes touching, can you start to let the weight fall back a little bit more into the hands? Can you let the head start to lift away from the ground, taking it from tripod into crow? Maybe. Playing around with that balance point. So as the toes touch the ground, Claire, press the backs of those knees open and see if you can get your palms to the ground now as well. Maybe the hands can walk just a little closer together as you press the backs of those knees open. Good. So from plow, you can roll out onto your back slowly. Those of you in legs up can start to make your way out of the pose. After you've taken your breaths in child's pose, Dennis, you can slowly make your way down onto your back. We're all going to meet on our back with our knees into our chest, just doing a little bit of rocking from side to side, massaging the back. Roll back to center and prepare for bridge. So you want to make sure your feet are no more than hip distance apart. Heels as close to the body as you can get them. Arms like railings, hugging into the sides, palms pressing down. Now tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, and inhale, lift your hips up into your bridge. Have some extra energy you want to expend. Maybe you want to plant your hands beside your head and come up into wheel. That's an option. Trying to keep those elbows hugging in to shoulder distance. If you're coming up into wheel, working towards straightening the arms and straightening those legs. Keep those knees hugging in. Those of you in bridge, keep the knee over the ankle. Take another inhale, lift up a little higher. If you're in bridge or wheel, start to make your way down, nice and slow. Flatten your low back towards the earth. And then as you inhale, tip the pelvis forward and just let your low back arch away from the ground. Exhale, tuck and flatten it. Inhale, tilt, arch the low back. Exhale, tuck, flatten it out. Neutralize your spine. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. Massage your back. Good. Come back to center. Bring your arms to a T, palms down. As you flex the feet, bring the ankles up to the height of your knees. Squeeze your knees and your ankles together. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, let your legs come over to the right but not touch. Look to the left. Squeeze your knees together. Don't let your left shoulder leave the ground. Inhale to center. Exhale, change sides. Don't lift the right shoulder. Inhale, come to center. Let your legs travel right as the head looks left. Inhale to center. Exhale to switch. Inhale to center. Take your knees to the right before your left shoulder lifts. Set your feet down. Head is turned to the left here. Relax. Take a few deep breaths. Palms can face the ceiling or the ground. The sky or the earth. Relax the upper back, soften your face. Good. Take another long, deep breath in. Fill, fill, fill. Exhale, let all of that air go. Press your palms down and inhale to center. Nice and slow, change directions. Head is turned to the right as you melt into your left side twist. Let gravity pull you down. Let your body be heavy. Let your body relax. Make the breath your priority right now, in this moment. Arms are heavy. Upper back is melting down to the ground. Take another really long, slow, deep breath in. Fill, fill, fill. As you exhale, squeeze the air all out. Press into your hands. And inhale, come through center. Take a grip on the knees. Rock side to side. Roll back to center, squeeze those legs together and draw the forehead towards those knees. See if you can wrap your arms even more tightly around those legs. Let's take another deep breath in, hold that breath, squeeze every muscle from the toes to the tip of the nose, squeeze and release. Make your way into Shavasana. What is your body asking for? What does it need? Extra clothing, a pillow on the eyes to block out the light, a blanket. Try to make sure that your body is symmetrical as you come into the posture, and then allow yourself to soften and grow heavy. And begin to notice all the sounds happening around you in this moment. The sound of boats and cars. The sound of bicycles and people. The sound of insects and water. The sound of the wind through the trees. Try to just be a silent observer of all of these sounds without judging them, without dwelling on any one in particular. Notice the sounds as they come and as they fade away. Relax. Relax. Begin to breathe a little deeper and see if you can notice the sound of your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to move your hands and your feet, your wrists and your ankles, and let your head begin to turn from side to side. As your head rolls to center, let your ankles come together, point your toes, and reach your arms over your head. Take another deep breath in, stretch the body out, and relax the arms down. Draw your knees to your chest. One last massage, whatever feels good for your back in this moment. When you're ready, just roll over onto your right side, pausing, noticing how you feel, noticing the state of your mind, your emotional state. And take a moment here to thank yourself for showing up today. And then send a silent thank you out to those who joined you, who shared their energy with you. With your eyes still closed, press your way up to seated. Try to sit as tall as you can, noticing perhaps that the spine feels a little longer and a little straighter. The weight on the shoulders feels a bit lighter. And the mind seems a little clearer. Bring your hands together at your heart. Ending our practice today with an Om. Take a deep breath in. The divine light within me graciously acknowledges that same divine light within you. Namaste. Thanks, Maureen. Thanks, Claire. Thanks, Dennis and Janice. Happy Saturday. Huh? It happens, man. Sometimes down here I'm like, oh my God, there's so much happening around me.
What was the thing that went by that was so loud?
It was a very fast motorboat.
Was it a boat? Behind, or I thought it was from the road. Yeah, that's the motorcycle.
I think it was bouncing off the buildings.
Wow. Is it a yellow one?
Yeah, it's that yellow and red one. Can you